Good evening, Plum here, playing World of Tanks. This is a replay. Taudru, you may remember him. We had a game in our JagdTigers together, and he sent me this one through in his other JagdTiger, the 8.8, the German premium tier 8 tank destroyer. And he's on Himmelsdorf, and he's got some really nice matchmaking here. Oh, I wish every game was like this and I was at the top with a whole stack of lower tier tanks beneath me. It does make the game much more fun. I think we'd all agree. There's only 2 tier 8s on each team, and he's lucky enough to be one of them on his team, along with Super Pershing. So he's going to push up. He's going to have a cracking game, trust me. He's going to push up to, I'm going to call it Rainbow Road. That seems to slip off the tongue quite nicely. Pushing up to Rainbow Road, and he's going to put his tank in the absolute optimal position on this part of the map. Look at that, he's covering his lower chassis, which is the weakest part of his tank, only revealing the top of his tank, which is monstrously strong. It's 250 millimeters thick. It's nearly flat, but it is 250 millimeters. That poor Tiger 1, he's firing his gun, and it can only do 203 penetration with regular AP. Even if that guy switches over to APCR, he's still only going to do 237. He's still not going to get through. Get used to that sound, bouncing. Taudru's going to sit here for a little bit, and you're just going to get ricochet after ricochet. A whole host of tanks have turned up to take shots at him, and oh, he's just laughing, sat here. No one can penetrate him. The only tank over there that could do him some damage potentially, it's not the IS, it's the T25/2, and he has to fire premium rounds to do it. He can do 170, the T25/2 with regular armor piercing. If he switches over to APCR, he can do 258 millimeters of penetration, but he's probably thinking, oh, we'll get through to him in a minute, and he's not going to bother. So Taudru's just going to sit here with his monstrously strong armour and just keep spamming that fire button. This is how you get great games, is just by firing your gun non-stop. And this gun fires, what is it, every, I'm going to count this one when we get to see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, little over every 5 seconds we're firing. Insane rate of fire. And these tanks are slowly being taken apart, inch by inch. T25/2 is almost gone. We've got the IS moving up. Yeah, first kill. First of many, I might add. Another shot into Tiger. This is their point of view. That's all they can see of him. Just his top of his gun mantlet and that monstrously thick armour. I'll tell you, doing these replays is great. I learned so much about these tanks. I don't have an 88, but now I'm thoroughly familiar with how thick the armour is on the front, because I obviously take a look to understand what's going on in the game. And he's thinking enough is enough, let's move up now and take the fight to the enemy. The match is still very even. They're not winning it by any means at the moment. In fact, they're losing. Push up on the Tiger. Take a shot on the move. Come in nice and close. He's only got 91 left, and boom, he's gone. Now, where to go, what to do? That's the trouble in Himmelsdorf. You've always got so many options for which way do I go, what do I do? And he chooses a good path. He comes across a low health IS. One shot leaves him nearly one-shottable. A little ram makes him easily one-shottable. Nicely placed shot into the commander's hatch. Moving on. Now we're going to get up into a tasty position. He's now all on his own. I mean, he is in serious trouble if he gets flanked. I'm just going to interrupt my little gameplay commentary to bring up the tactical map, because that seemed to be quite helpful last time in the last replay video I did. So currently Taudru is there. That's where he is, and he's heading this direction. Enemy team, they have got several tanks over here. Nashorn looks like it's about here somewhere, and they've also got several tanks on the hill. But Taudru's only concern really is to come this way and, you know, keep tanks in front of him. He has been spotted by the IS that he just destroyed there. Kaboom. So they know he's coming, frankly. So the best he can hope for really is to meet these tanks one at a time. Is that going to happen? You're going to find out in a second. So a couple of these guys are going to be map aware and they are going to start heading back. Who's it going to be? I'm not going to say. It'll be a surprise. But he can expect to get some resistance coming this way. Potentially, he doesn't know where they're going to come from. That's the beauty of Himmelsdorf and some of these urban maps. You just never quite sure what's going to come your way and when it's going to come. But at the moment, he's got the game in hand. He obviously absolutely walked through this area, absolutely did the business. Having that tank in this position here, where he was basically hull down. Oh, godsend. Luckily, the team has held this side of the map. And the team is holding this side of the map, so he's never in any danger of getting flanked here or here. So it was happy days. But now the real challenge is approaching, so let's get back to the gameplay. His only strength is the front of his tank, like most TDs. If he can keep every tank in front of him, he's going to have a jolly old good time. So he's going to push into the flag zone, so they're going to know where he is. Definitely now, there's a Nashorn waiting for him. Who's going to win between a Nashorn and the 88? I think the 88 is going to win this fight. He can fire much more quickly and do as much damage as the Nashorn, probably more. What's the Nashorn? Only tier 6. Left him on 3 health. Now we're going to get to see some really quick thinking here. I don't know how many of us would do this manoeuvre quite so quickly and succinctly as Taudru does here. Hellcat, what do you do? What do you do? You stop him from getting behind you, and you just turn your tank into that corner, prevent him from getting behind you, and then take him out. It looks so easy, but how many of us would have completely messed that up and now have a Hellcat sat behind us and a Nashorn in front of us? So, go and finish off the Nashorn. Ah, E25, hello. Terrific sound effect. And that quick loading gun. It saves his life. Well, not his life, it saves his tank taking so much unnecessary damage. That quick loading gun is so fast. Now, decision time. Does he go up to the T29 up on the wall? Or does he go to the train tracks? Probably doing either is not a bad decision, but he opts for the train tracks. More of his friendly tanks over there. It is the rate of fire on this gun which makes this tank so potent. T150 spotted and a KV3. KV3's up there in the distance. Side on. Yeah, please. Tracks him again. He was already tracked, so now he's been tracked again, so he's not going anywhere very quickly. And let's just happily put the shots in. There's one more. One more, we should get ourselves instant barbecue. Beautiful stuff. Now, who was next? Ah, T150. Don't go anywhere, T150. I'd like a word with you, Sonny Jim. And T150 seems oblivious to Taudru's presence. He's just going to pull out in front, not a care in the world. Realise and think, oh crap. There's a tank behind me. Once again, that quick firing gun does the business. Any other TD, he probably would have a chance to withdraw and then compose himself and maybe attack. But it's only Taudru left now. He's on 8 kills already. And there are 2 very strong tanks left to take on. The Super Pershing, which is somewhere around here, and the T29. And there's a T29, and a little bit of luck here. T29 misses his shot, which is quite incredible to believe because the size of a JagdTiger from the side, like the side of a barn. The armour does its magic on the bounce of a Super Pershing, and well, that's a pretty easy shot. So this is what it's all been leading up to, a face-off between the 88 and the T29. T29 armour piercing, it can do 198 damage. Not enough to get through that upper section of the tank. Whereas APCR can do 245. That's more than enough to go through the angled lower plate beneath the gun. So he's pushed up hard and fast, T29, trying to outmaneuver Taudru, but it hasn't worked. Luckily, I think proximity detected him, because he could have got in behind Taudru, then it could have been game over. So a little bit of luck there that proximity detected him. So what do you do when you're in a tank destroyer and your turret can't turn? Back your big fat backside into a corner so that the enemy tank cannot get behind you. Make it as hard as possible. Is he going to pull this off? Is this going to be heartbreak, or is it going to be smiles and cups of tea back at base with a nice chocolate digestive? We'll find out in the next 30 seconds. So we're playing peekaboo. Who's going to flinch first? T29's got a lot of health left. Taudru's going to have to shoot him at least 4 times to take this guy out. It'll only take him 20 seconds to do it. T29's probably going to be able to shoot twice in that time. Ooh, takes a big hit. 371. He's now 1 shot for the T29. T29 takes another hit in the side. Taudru does exactly the right thing and covers up his sensitive parts of the tank behind that rubble. And he's actually tracked Taudru. He's tracked. He's going to be sat there for at least another 8 seconds now. And in that time, that T29 could have moved up alongside and now have killed him, probably, once he's reloaded. But for some reason, unknown to civilized man, he decided to just sit there and stare at him, believing he could ultimately get through that thick armour. And it's just not worked. I'm afraid it is the end for you, Sonny Jim. Nice knowing you. Poor guy, hope he never sees the video. What a result. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. Now that is a pretty fantastic results screen. Amazingly, he only gets 1 pin or ribbon, whatever you want to call them. Master Gunner, score at least 5 armour penetrating hits in a row. That seemed to be quite easy to get. Steel Wall, cool headed. High Caliber, obviously. Top Gun, obviously. And also a Pool's Medal for destroying 10 to 13 enemy tanks in 1 battle. Just look at all the damage done. How much of a carry was this game? Sort by damage. And yeah, 7,328 damage done. Next best, 2,165. That's a carry. 10 tanks killed and XP over 2,000 base XP. I've never done that, and total respect to him for doing that. I'll certainly post a video if I ever do. It's by no means certain. What an amazing result. 48 shots fired, and incredibly he got 39 direct hits. Very accurate gun, and 37 penetrations, which fully explains why he was able to do 7,328 damage. He received a little over 1,000 damage. 5,000 blocked by that top of his tank. Amazing. Gonna have to consider getting one of these, but I always think that when I ever see an epic game in a tank and you then buy the tank and you're waiting months for that epic game that you made you buy the tank in the first place. Yeah, if you had a premium account, you would have taken over 150,000 credits and 3,500 XP. Cracking game. On his crew front, he did have Brothers in Arms complete, so that buffed everything that the crew did, and some other minor skills. But he told me that module-wise, there was virtually nothing fitted to it. He doesn't often play the 88. I imagine he plays it a lot more now. Anyway, well done, mate. That was an absolutely cracking match. You absolutely owned that game. Something to be very, very proud of indeed. If you have a good replay that you'd like to send me, then details are in the About tab just below. And get them through to me so I can bring you some more awesome games like this. Keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, and I'll play again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.